And here we go again, part two. Welcome to episode 16 of the Huddle. I'm Ed Tate from BlueBombers.com. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for being patient. It's been a crazy day around here with meetings, closed practice. Coach O'Shea's speaking right now. I'm ducked out of that media availability to be over here to do this. And we're pleased to be joined by Deatrick Nichols, two-time CFL All-Star, stellar defender. Let's do the fist bump again. Deatrick, appreciate it.
No problem at all.
Right on. Again, thanks everybody for bearing with us. Remember, Tuesday at 3 o'clock, usually at 3 o'clock, please ring that subscription bell and like and subscribe. Listen, we'll start like we always do with the Coors Light Chill Chat, where we get a chance to know a little bit about this week's guest, Deatrick Nichols, and it's brought to you by the official beer of the Blue Bombers, Coors Light.
And they get to double dip. We're going to run the ad twice today.
Two ads.
All right.
There's regular cold, and then there's the mountains are blue cold. Mountain cold refreshment. Coors Light, the chill choice.
Answer to this question, but I'll ask you again for the fans out there.
You trolling.
Yeah, here we go. Yeah. Your favorite places to play in the CFL, favorite road trips?
Wait, you said the play or the visit?
No, you're right. I messed that up. Not here. Favorite road trips.
Okay, favorite road trips.
Favorite road trips.
I'm between Calgary and Montreal. Calgary because it's not too fast, not too slow. Nice area, and Montreal give me the city vibes.
Yeah.
So
Is there a spot that you don't like playing?
Edmonton.
Hamilton?
Yeah.
Why?
I just don't like it. It's just like it don't give me no energy or nothing. It's just like it's like a small town.
Yeah.
Like, it's just I don't like it.
Do you get out on a game day? Do you guys get out to explore at all? Like, do you take a game day walk, or how do you get your vibe of the city?
Yeah, game day probably most likely probably 10, 11 o'clock after breakfast, probably take a nice walk. Sometimes we get nice areas with a hotel, so we have a few water views and everything like that. So probably take like a 10, 15-minute walk and get some lunch and then go on about my day like that.
I saw you in Toronto doing that when we went for a game day walk too. There you were sitting on a bench. That was a pretty good spot we had in Toronto.
Yeah,
okay.
Nice boat. Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like most likely they be like that. So
Right on. Okay, so the Olympics are in full swing right now. I'm an Olympics junkie. I love the Olympics. You guys it was on in the locker room. The volleyball team's going right now. If you weren't playing football, let's say Deatrick Nichols is in the Olympics, what event are you participating in, do you think?
Olympics,
Yeah.
that's tough because it's a lot of competition
Yeah.
out there. But I'm between, I guess, track. Like I gotta go. I can't. I really want to say ping pong, but they got too much talent. So I guess I just gotta go with something that I got a little bit knowledge in, and that would be track.
Like the 100 meters or something?
Yeah, 100-meter.
So who's the ping pong champion in the locker room?
Jammer got me right now.
Sheehan?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he got me right now.
Well, so are you the
I'm
silver
top
medalist?
top three.
Oh, you are,
Me, Dembski, and Jammer.
That would
right
be
now.
that would
Top
be the
three.
medal podium right now?
Yeah, but Jammer by far right now.
Really?
Yeah, I haven't beaten him in like 10 times, 10 straight. So
Wow. So he's the prohibitive favorite if you guys were to have a tournament. Okay. What's your favorite, if you have a moment, and again, this week is crazy because of a short week, what Olympic sport are you going to watch? Like the basketball or the...
I'm a fan of tennis.
Oh, yeah.
I wanna pick up that hobby, but yeah, probably tennis, definitely basketball, because all of them out there at one times. And track, everyone loves to watch the track, so I like to watch it all as well. I won't say I'm a big junkie of it because I miss it sometimes, but the swimming, everything, like all of it, the diving, I'm a huge fan of all of it. So
Yeah.
I catch it when I catch it.
I have a real appreciation for those athletes that basically they have world championships every year, but the Olympics are once every 4 years, and you're all in for that. Like you guys have a game every week, right?
Yeah.
Imagine if you had one game in 4 years. The pressure is unbelievable,
Yeah,
isn't
the pressure, the mental part of it, it's all there. The blood flowing and everything like that. It's you have to be a special. You got to be special on one special day, and it's like you don't really got no different. You don't got another opportunity. So
it? That's right.
It's nervous.
There's no best of 7 or anything.
Yeah, you
know?
only get one shot. So.
Yeah. Okay. Did you have a favorite sporting hero when you were growing up? Like, that's my guy. Did you have a guy's poster on your wall, anything like that?
I would probably say my guys is Patrick Peterson and Charles Woodson. Like, huge fans of them.
Yeah. Why? Because the position you play?
Yeah, position. Of course, I like the Reggie Bushes. Whatever, you got to be a fan of Reggie Bush. And Charles Woodson, he was just one of the guys the only defensive player to win Heisman and things like that. Patrick Peterson, he's just one of one.
Yep.
Great guy. Great athlete. Play his position at a high level, and he's nice.
Yeah. I saw that 30 for 30 piece on Woodson when he won the Heisman, and you forget that he was playing offense that year too.
Yeah.
Like, that's a special athlete.
Yeah.
I like that. Okay, are you binge watching anything now on any of the platforms like Netflix or anything? What's your favorite show that you might be watching? Are you a Netflix guy?
Nah, I just like to watch some movies sometimes. It haven't been no good movies out, but I'm a huge movie guy. I could go to the movies. That's something that me and my family do. With my daughter, my son. Any kids movie, we'll go to the movies and things like that. So
yeah.
I still go to it, but I don't have no one show that I must watch.
Right. Do you have a favorite movie of all time?
Favorite movie? I'm a huge fan of funny movies like Life.
Yep.
What's another one? Belly. I just watched Belly again. Old movies. I like old movies and stuff like that, just to see how things was operating when I was a child.
Yeah. Do you have a favorite sports movie?
Remember the Titans. I probably put Remember the Titans.
Yeah, that's a good one. It's a good one. Okay. Do you have? Did anybody give you a piece of advice as you were growing up or playing football that's kind of stuck with you?
I wouldn't really say no advice, but I felt like as a younger child that I just always kept my ears and eyes open and just watch people develop older than me and see how, like, knowing that it's possible for anything to be accomplished. The guys from my area is great athletes and chased their dreams and made it big. So I just always knew it was possible if I put my best foot forward.
Give me some examples of some guys. You're from Miami, right?
Yeah,
guys
like Teddy Bridgewater, Devontae Freeman.
Yeah.
Guys like that, guys who I wasn't too younger than, but was still in a different age group to see how they just operate in life. Being in the area, it's just got to understand what's going on and just understand what you want at all times. And that was one thing I was big on.
Well, those guys probably help. If you see them succeed, then it helps you with your own focus too, right? And you know that if you follow what they did,
just understanding everything that you want is possible. That's all that was big for me.
We seem to have a lot. Whenever we do this now, every week, there's a lot of food questions. So, and guys go crazy on this part. But do you have a favorite? Do you have a game day meal? Let's start with that.
No, I don't have a game day.
You don't, eh?
Yeah, I could eat whatever.
So, what would be your normal? Like, are you a kind of guy that eats 9 cheeseburgers, or how do you get ready for a game, or do you have to be on an empty stomach, sort of thing?
I'd probably say like a sandwich from Subway and fruit. That's all I really need. Yeah, I'm huge on fruit and water, and I'll be all right.
Yeah, and then after the game, do you chow down big time?
Oh yeah. You do it big. That's just like it's like your success. Like you're done with the week.
Yeah,
and then restart over. You eat whatever, ice cream, all that.
Yeah.
Yeah, you probably don't even eat no proteins or nothing. You just go all day, ice cream, chips, whatever you want, whatever on your mind, you could do it.
So on this beginning after the game on Thursday and then all day Friday.
Friday, yeah, it's going to be ugly. It's going to be ugly. Like and it's a bye week, so it's like
That's true.
There's
too.
no consequences that could be fulfilled with that.
So it might go into Saturday too then.
Nah, because then you go upset your stomach. Nah.
Okay.
Like you
All right.
can't go go too much.
Do you have are you a cook? Do you like to prepare your own meals or anything?
I'm not gonna lie, no.
Yeah, that's same with me.
I'm not even. I want to say it. I'm not gonna lie. My wife handled that.
Oh,
That's
is that
all
right?
I'm gonna say. I'm gonna shout out her. She's the chef. You know, she does it all.
Yeah. If you had to prepare something, what would it be?
Anything, honestly.
Yeah.
Cause I honestly could cook, but my
She's
wife
better.
is just so amazing at it. She just take her. But I taught her everything she know. But I
Yeah.
just let her handle it.
When
But
I was-
steak, everything.
Oh,
like
is that right?
mashed potatoes, I could do it.
You
But
can, eh?
Yeah.
I see. I'm a lost cause. When my kids were young, I could master craft dinner, the macaroni, and then they always would say, "Hey, Dad, if I was in charge, it'd be what are you going to slap on a pan and throw into the oven today?"
you couldn't do the pasta or anything?
Oh no, I'm terrible. Deatrick, I am terrible.
No, you
It
got
would be chicken fingers on a thing. That's it. You guys want pizza
Everybody
pops
could
or
do
something?
pasta.
Yeah, that's true. Well, thankfully that my sons have learned from their wife
Yeah,
or from my
okay.
wife because yeah.
No,
All
your
right.
strengths. You good.
I'm not good at it, man.
No,
I
no
got to you
strengths
got to
and
admit
weakness.
your flaws,
Yeah.
right? You got to admit your flaws. Okay. All right, let's get to part 2, the road traveled, we call this part, because I always like to see how you guys, especially you guys from the States, end up in Canada. And I find it really cool, Deatrick. Your story, it's really neat. So let's begin. Tell me a little bit about growing up in Miami. What do you remember most about your childhood?
Outside,
Being outside?
being outside, playing all sports. Of course, coming in the house after the street lights, but just being outside and enjoying life. Like, I can't recall being home or not with my cousins or like being 4 or 5 family members at a time. Like
that right?
school days, it didn't matter outside. I went to school with about probably 5, 6 of my family members, so we was always together. Like going to school, coming from school together, and just dropping the book bags down and turning around and going back outside.
Yeah. And you, Terrell Bonds is your teammate now, and you've known him. This is one of the cool stories, too. You started playing football when you were kids, right? It's
Yeah.
kind of wild that 2 guys from Miami in the same neighborhood are now playing for the Winnipeg Blue Bombers. But when did you first meet him?
How old he was? Probably 8. I want to say 8.
Same neighborhood?
No, same. We played on the same Optimus team. Close neighborhoods, like, well, we could get together and hang, but we definitely was together all the times as well. He was one guy that we meet up with outside and all that type stuff as well. And then we grew up, played high school together and all that type stuff. Went to college. Always stayed connected. As funny as it sounds, it was one of the guys, and like when we was out of college, NFL and all that type stuff, CFL, even CFL, off season, we work out together. That's like one of my workout partners.
Yeah.
So it was always a connection with us.
Yeah. So did you tell somebody here, hey, get Terrell on the neg list, or let's get his rights? So how did
They had his rights probably 22,
okay.
and he asked about it. I was like, come on, man, like it's up here, like come on. He like, nah, not yet or whatever. Like still 50-50 with it.
Yeah.
And then they called me again. I'm like, you can't turn it down no more. I'm here, like
Yeah.
pull up.
So, and you end up going to South Florida for school, right? When did you start thinking that you could maybe play pro ball? Were you dreaming that as a kid, or did it start to take root maybe when you're at school?
Yeah, of course, that's everyone's dream. I feel like, but I feel like probably your sophomore year, you kind of hit that realistic mode of if I could make it, or do I gotta like shift shift gears. But I want to say my second year in college, I was like, yeah, I could play. I could really play. I seen it on film myself. Like I sat back and was like, okay, I'm making the plays that other guys or that the first rounders and everything that they looking at I'm doing. So I'm like, okay, yeah, let me tap in another notch and give it a full go. And my coaches always gave me the confidence, and I always had the confidence to be who I am now. So it was like, I want to say, yeah, like second sophomore year, I was like, let's go for it.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. You signed with Atlanta first, right? No,
No,
Arizona
Arizona.
as an undrafted free agent. Were you thinking? Were you on draft radars? Were you thinking you might get drafted?
Yeah, I thought so. But like that's something that I can't control.
Right.
So it is what it is. I won't never
Yeah, of
try
course.
to. Yeah.
So you go to Arizona as an undrafted free agent, and we've talked with other guys about this. It's so hard to make a team in the NFL as an undrafted guy, and you did. And
Yeah.
and so to take us through that, because that's quite an accomplishment for. Because in the NFL, it's way different than here. If
Yeah.
you're a draft pick, you get extra time and extra eyeballs and all that stuff.
That's crazy. Yeah, as crazy as it sounds that you said that. Like you said, it's tough. It's different, And I did end up beating out I want to say 5th or 6th round draft, a defensive back as well. And while I'm there, I'm just got my head down playing ball. I'm controlling what I control. Playing ball. I'm doing very well. So and then probably like a week or two before the cuts, I'm like, then my realistic mind popped in. I'm like, oh, I'm doing all this work, but they drafted a guy that's going to get that last spot. So I'm like in the nervous spot. I'm like, oh man, I really did all this hard work for nothing. Like it's showing. Like I'm doing excellent. Like I'm not messing up. I'm Mr. Perfect right now. And that's crazy to sound. They end up releasing the draft pick, and I get the spot, and I was like, wow, like hard work pays off sometimes. Like you just gotta stick with it.
Yeah, it's really hard to stay on the roster too, right? You
Yeah.
learned that, right?
Of
So
course.
I wrote some notes here down, Deatrick. It said you played your first game against the Rams that September. What do you remember about your first ever game?
My first ever game, it was on kickoff. It was kickoff first play. I'm like, oh man. I'm like, and it's like probably it's probably like week 6 or 7 as well. So I'm antsy I'm ready to play. I'm like, oh man, I need my shot. I'm ready. Like I've been doing it. I've been humping it out and everything like that. So game day come, I'm like, yeah, I'm ready. I'm like, this is what I do. This ain't nothing new, So coin toss, I'm like, okay, I'm on kickoff. So I'm like, all right, man, I hope kickoff return off first. So then we kick off. I'm like, oh, we in the huddle. We getting the play call. I'm like, oh man, it's real. It's real. So I'm like, yeah. So, but at the end of the day, it was fine. It was fine. Like it's after the game, I'm like, yeah, I did it, and it was excellent. I end up making a tackle and everything like that. So it came out perfect for me.
Was that game in L.A. or was
Yeah,
it?
LA. Yeah.
Wow. Hey.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
So
it was
that's the
nice,
big
yeah.
time. That's everybody's dream.
Yeah.
You're allowed to have that kind of pinch me moment, right?
Yeah.
Where you think, wow, I made it. This is the big time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So then I'm looking here, and this is the grind that you guys, you end up going to the XFL, right, with
Yeah.
Houston, and you're leading the league in interceptions, and then this crazy thing called COVID hits, right? Just take us through that, because I mean, you were killing it again,
Yeah.
and then like a lot of people, COVID obviously impacted so many people around the world, but for a guy playing football, the league dies.
Yeah.
Talk to us about that.
It was just one of them things that like things started to roll back over being good, and it just get taken away from you. But I felt like it wasn't like the end of the world for me. I understood what happened, and it was something that we couldn't control. And I was just like, okay, like, just what's next? I just turned to the next chapter. I didn't dwell on it or nothing. I just moved on to the next chapter, and I'm like, okay, if it would still been going, I would have been still rolling. But it was just the next chapter. That's when the older me came out. Like, okay, this just next chapter. You
Roll
can't,
with the punches.
roll with the punches,
Yeah.
ups and downs. Like, go with them, good or bad. Just
Yeah.
go with them and move on to the next chapter.
And the next chapter wasn't too long, right? Because according to my notes here, New Orleans signed you right
Yeah.
away.
Yeah, first day.
Is that right?
Yeah, first day.
So there wasn't a whole lot of time waiting to see if the phone would ring then.
No, yeah, it wasn't.
Yeah. Okay, and then you got a chance with Miami too.
Yeah,
Right.
but when I went to New Orleans, what it was, I didn't even get to practice or anything. It was
Oh.
just so it was the COVID, like you said,
Yep.
and then they had to put more rookies on the roster because they didn't have their their pro days and
Oh,
everything.
the rookie camps and all that
Yeah,
stuff.
so that was like their pro days. So it
I
was
see.
like whoever on the end of the stick, like a regular free agent,
Yep.
so
Yeah.
it wasn't really it wasn't no opportunity there.
Right.
But they did sign me. I was grateful for that. That kept my hopes high, but I just, like I said, I just kept moving on to the next chapter. That was nothing I could have controlled. I never
Right.
stepped on the field, so it was
Oh, I see. So then was the tryout with Miami legit? Was that
not really. It was same situation where ex Howard caught COVID. I was there for 3 days, and he tested clear,
Yeah.
and came back, and it was
no?
end of the situation.
Okay. So then at what point did the CFL kind of come on your radar? When did you start thinking about this as an option?
I can't recall how the conversation came though with my agent or whatever, but it was like this was next. I'm like, let's go. Like, it wasn't no nothing. That was just like next chapter. Honestly, like if this where I got to play ball at, this is what it is. Like, I never complained or like, oh, I'm too good to come up here or anything. I was just like, if it's football, count me in.
Yeah. So then had you ever gone to a Bomber free agent camp, or do you know who scouted you? I know Danny McManus is based in Florida, but who said, hey, let's get this guy get his rights?
I believe I was on that list as well, like having the rights. I didn't have to do any workouts or anything. I guess I was on that rights list.
So at you had the NFL interest. You said as you just said, if this is pro ball, I'm going to go chase it. Were you tempted at all just to see if there's more NFL or anything like that?
Before I came to here?
Yeah, before.
No.
Yeah. Why
I was
not? You were just ready?
Yeah, just ready. Just move on to the next chapter. Like, I wasn't complaining about anything, like, because I always knew I could play ball.
Yeah.
So that wasn't my problem of being on the field.
Yeah.
Like, once I'm on the field, I'm on the field. It's nothing that could turn that around.
One of the things I really like about you, Deatrick, and it's been since day one, is that you've always said, be happy or be where your feet are.
Yeah.
And that's something that you said that Terrell Bonds, your buddy, said that you taught him. Where does that come from? Because you're never come up here and said, I want to go back to the NFL. I want to get some good tape. Like lots of guys say that.
Yeah, of course.
But you have said right from the beginning, hey, these guys are paying me. I like it here. Let's play. Where does that kind of approach come from?
I believe one of my my college coach said it. A lot of, and he used to say it when we go on away games, or coaches will say, stay focused or something like that before a bye week, because guys, like, when you get a bye week, you like, oh, I got this schedule, I'm going here and everything. And you always get a coach or someone to say, stay focused and everything like that. And I was just like, and one coach just said, be where your feet at. And it clicked on me, like, if my feet here, then that's whatever in the past or in the future going to come. Just focus on what's what's ahead of you right now, and that's how that came apart. But I'm a huge believer of it now. Like, it's nothing that can make me feel different about being where your feet at, being controlling what you control, and perfect timing is everything.
Yeah. So there must be
Sorry, Ed. I'm gonna jump in here and interrupt really quickly, because we just got some behind the scenes stuff going on. So we gotta move on a little bit here today. So I'm so sorry to cut off the
Okay.
segment,
Yeah.
but we're gonna move along to the jersey giveaway and the fan questions for Deatrick.
Okay.
I'm sorry to interrupt.
It's okay.
but,
Nah, you all right.
Yeah.
we gotta keep the show moving along. And that was great though. That was awesome. I'm so sorry to be so rude and jump in
It's
like
all
that.
good. We got what are the fan questions?
So we got fan questions rolling in. We got a jersey to give away.
Yeah,
So
Deatrick Nichols jersey. You can say it better than me.
that's it. Yeah. So we got a Deatrick Nichols jersey to give away. We don't have it here in studio, but it will be custom made by the store. And in order to win it, you have to be able to come to the stadium and pick it up at the ticketing counter. Okay. So that being said, we're going to get on to some questions. And while the questions are rolling in, people are going to enter the jersey giveaway. So to enter the jersey giveaway, you just have to put Nichols in the chat, and a random winner will be selected. And while those are all rolling in, we're going to hit a bunch of these fan questions because we have a lot coming in for you.
You only have to do it once, right? You only have to put
Only
Nichols.
once in the chat. Multiple times doesn't increase your chance of winning. So here we go. The first one is from Tyler Ross, and he says, "What were your expectations for the stadium atmosphere going into your first CFL game? What did you think?"
It was amazing. It was Hamilton game. That was after 19 Grey Cup. It was the rematch. So it was sold out as well, like always. And I'm like, okay, 30,000, I could do that. It was excellent. Seeing how the crowd involved, and then seeing the 13 man on stands and everything, and I was like, oh, this is still football. So I was very excited about my first game experience.
Right on.
Okay, the next one comes from Waiters, and he says, "Deatrick, when did you start your ritual of standing on the 1 yard line for the national anthem? How did that start?"
I don't remember how it started. I guess I was just being lazy one time after running out. And I'm like, oh, that's the one up right there. So I'm going to stand on the one. And I had a great picture that come out. So I'm like, oh, yeah, this just what it is now.
If you were wearing 40 something, it would have been.
Yeah, you got to go on the 40. but it's nice though. It's just something that naturally just happened. It wasn't planned or anything. And the picture just made it awesome.
Yeah, right on.
Oh, that's great. Okay, this next one's a really good one. This comes from Richard, and he says, "Deatrick, do you get more enjoyment from getting a pick in a game, or a game where the team doesn't even throw your direction because they're too afraid of you? What do you like more?"
Of course, you want the interception, like it's by default. But like when you're not getting a target or anything, it's a little frustrating. But when you understand the game, you go with it as respect, But it does get a little bit confusing because you don't want to be like, oh, I'm bored, third quarter, and then you just give up an 80-yard bomb. So
I'm sure JY would love that.
yeah, so you got to stay locked in, but it's all respect, and of course I will definitely take the interception.
Right on. This next question's from Mike, who says, "Top 3 toughest receivers to guard in the CFL."
Top 3. Good question. Top 3. I want to say I like Calgary, 84 Bagleton.
Reggie Bagleton, yeah.
Bagleton, he played with a lot of effort. Who else? Top 3. I can't give you top 3. It's just playing that waggle is it doesn't matter who run it, long as they got some type of athleticism, they go be all right. It's that waggle get a little difficult.
That is hard for DBs, man. That is hard. Yeah.
Yeah, no kidding. Okay, so we have our jersey winner, and then so we'll announce that right now, and then we're gonna get right back to some more fan questions before wrapping up.
Okay.
So congratulations to Russ Lowen. Congratulations. You won the Deatrick Nichols jersey, so that'll be you'll have to come to the store and they'll get that sorted out for you at the ticketing counter, and then they'll get that all sorted out for you. So congratulations, Russ. Lowen.
Congratulations.
Yeah.
And then we're gonna move right on here to more fan questions just before wrapping up. So the next one, a bunch of people have asked this in the chat actually, so I'm not gonna be able to name one specific person. And they want to know where Spook comes from.
Spook.
The nickname.
That's a good one. That's a good one. Spook came from, I believe, I want to say college. You know, when I used to be in my dorm room, I used to always have all the lights off. Like, I hate light, so. But it could be like so it came from because it could be like 2:00 in the morning. You know, this college, so everybody's still up, young. It could be, like I said, it could be 2:00 in the morning, and people would be like, "Yo, you sleep?" And I'd be like, "Nah, I'm up," but the lights off and everything. So I guess that's where that came from.
These lights are probably bugging you then.
100%.
The next question comes from Steen Reimer, and he wants to know if you got a favorite NFL team that you're rooting for this season.
Favorite NFL team? I gotta die with the Dolphins. You know, Miami. So,
Miami guy.
Miami, but when I was growing up, I was a Philly fan. I don't like to say it because they doing pretty good. I don't like people be like, "Oh, you a bandwagon," but I was always a Philly fan. But I'm a ride with Miami all the time.
How does a Miami guy be a Philly fan?
Oh, they had everybody. Brian Dawkins.
Yeah, that's true.
McNabb, what's the running back? Westbrook.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Brian Dawkins for a while. Yeah. Okay.
Sean Jackson. They had everybody.
That was a stacked team.
Yeah.
The next question comes from Charlie, and he says, I love in this interview when you said to be in the moment and that you weren't chasing the NFL. I have to wonder what helps you stay so grounded in your football.
I would say understanding the position that you are in, and always understanding it's always someone that's not playing that want to play physically and mentally. Like some people that's injured that just can't play at all, and then some guys that just don't get that phone call where they can't play. So when you're doing something that you love, no matter where it's at, if it's on the biggest stage, littlest stage, if that's where your passion at and your heart at, if that's what you're doing, then you should always be respectful of what you're doing and appreciate what you're doing no matter where it's at.
That's really the living in the moment and be where your feet are at, isn't it? Yeah. Okay. I'm
Right
repeating
on.
the obvious here.
And then I'm actually going to hijack and ask a question from me. So I want to know, have you always been a bit of a trash talker? Because whenever we're out there, it seems like you're having a great time ribbing guys on the defense, guys on the offense, some of the coaches. It just seems like you really like having a great time out there. So has that always been what you've been like, or has that grown?
No, that's how I always been. I try to do it low key, you know. I don't try to do it like some guy. It's like trash talking, and it's just like ODing, like, you know, like you got to pick your level. So I try to do it low key, like, and I just like to have that passion in the game, you know. It keep me involved, it keep my blood flowing, and things like that. So I'm always tell somebody how I feel, you know. Like I'm already like, you know. So that's just how I play the game.
Right on. Thanks for that. And that's that looks like that's pretty much all we get. So I'll turn it over to Ed to kind of close us out here.
Okay, we want to wrap this up. Again, short week, big game Thursday against BC. So appreciate you squeezing this in, Deatrick. And again, my favorite thing about you is that you came up here and you like it. You seem to like playing here. You like this organization, and you're content with where you are and not trying to, go somewhere else. You just, be happy where you're at. I mean, that's
go where the love at. If they love you, stay there. You know.
Yeah, well, they love you here. Right on. Well, listen. Again, appreciate you squeezing us in.
No
it's
problem.
Busy as hell around here. Next week there is no show because the Bombers are on the bye week, so we will be back. What's the date in a couple weeks? Anyway, two Tuesdays. We will be back 3:00. Blue Bombers YouTube page. Don't forget to like and subscribe and ring the bell. And appreciate you guys joining us and being patient at the beginning with our audio issues. And we'll see you in 2 weeks.
13th. That
Go
is
Bombers.
August 13th. We'll see you on the 13th.
Go Bombers.
Go Bombers.